There we go. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night here at the BTA Network. And since it's Monday, that means it's time for Monday Mayhem. We'll have stories that didn't quite make it in the news radar, the mainstream news radar, anyway. So, anywho, I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddball Extreme. I'm currently on the line with 3 of my crazy cohorts. First, below me is our master creator, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
What up, motherfuckers?
Below left is our resident joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
And to my left, we have our tiny sus, Janet. Hello, Janet.
I'm not tiny sus. I'm the snake on the plane.
I don't want those bad snakes on this beep beep plane. Got it?
He says, I don't want no motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yep. But anywho, let's see. First thing we gotta do, we gotta start with a little bit of sad news, because if unless you have been on a rock, you probably heard Terrence Stamp, who portrayed General Zod in the first 2 Superman movies. He passed away over the weekend at 87.
I had just watched a Watch Mojo on YouTube, and they said that they just mentioned about the different super died, and there was like 4 that were still alive, and Terrence Stamp was one of them. And I had watched that Watch Mojo story on Saturday.
Unfortunately, he died early Sunday. So, but yeah, that's sad though. But I mean, most of us will know him as General Zod, but he did have other roles too besides General Zod.
How about the General in Full Metal Jacket?
No, that's R. Lee Ermey. Wrong person.
Full Metal Jacket, but he was in a war movie.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is courtesy of somebody who used to be here in Montgomery. Vernon Turner. He works in North Carolina. Here's what he's got. Hurricane Aaron will track north about 200 miles east of North Carolina. It will be breezy through mid-late week across much of North Carolina. However, the greatest impacts will be seen along the coast. Aaron's wind field will expand through the week and the swell will lead to a number of issues along the coast. Here they are. Coastal flooding may begin as early as Tuesday afternoon. Highest impacts along the immediate coastline and especially the Outer Banks. Coastal flooding will be a long-duration issue impacting roads like Highway 12 on the Outer Banks through late week. And I already heard there's already mandatory evacuation. Not because of the hurricane, but because of the effects. Okay. Storm surge watch is in effect. 1 to 3 plus feet of inundation above normally dry ground. Areas to watch include, but are not limited to, North Topsail to Atlantic Beach. Beach erosion. Extensive beach erosion likely due to strong, long period wave energy, with rogue waves as high as 15 to 20 plus feet. Greatest risk of this along the Outer Banks. Tropical storm force winds are possible as early as Wednesday morning, but are more likely Wednesday evening through Thursday afternoon. Gusts may range between 20 to 50 plus miles per hour. Strongest winds will be near the immediate coast and adjacent sounds, especially those open to north to northeast wind. And finally, of course, rip currents. Life-threatening rip currents are expected for the remainder of the week, even as Aaron moves into the North Atlantic. The surf, as you would imagine, will be extremely dangerous due to large breaking waves, especially Wednesday into Thursday, where we expect peak impacts coming from Aaron.
So, I'm looking. Shirley, please put this up on screen because I want to do some.
Is it weather-wise?
Here. Yep.
All right, give me just 1 second.
Pop weather-wise up and let's go to the East Coast, people.
All right.
Believe what I just picked out. I went into Polybuzz. In the story I chose, I'm the guardian of death.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right.
I'm watching the stream to make sure that when we get it up.
Okay. Oh, it's not coming up. Give me just a second. Hold on. The window's not coming. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's the reason why. There we go. Now we got it. My apologies, folks.
No, it's all good. I understand. So, I'm zooming into the whole of the East Coast, specifically from, let me see what is right here. Glowing Rocks, Florida, all the way up to Virginia Beach, North Carolina, or Wisconsin, or Virginia, sorry.
Wisconsin. Somebody will
know.
get on your ass about that. No, I'm kidding.
And I'm looking for some interesting things. Right now, what I'm seeing here, the cone of uncertainty, which is that big white cone that you guys see there. Okay, so kind of mark it out so people can see it. You can always do draw, Shirley, if you go up to the top, top hamburger menu in the top left
there
corner.
it is, draw. Okay.
So you can draw whatever color so that it can contrast, but this cone of probability, the cone of uncertainty tells us that it's going to veer off to the east. What that means is that when you're at the end of this cone, which is about 7 days out, that's about how far it's going to go. The problem that I'm going to see is that because of how hurricanes work, it's not going to get any more hot water. Right now, it's getting all the hot water it can. It's hurricane level 4, Cat 4, and in about a day or two, it's going to start dropping because it's going to be going into cooler water. Tomorrow, Port St. Lucie, up to Jacksonville, possibly even up into Savannah, Georgia. Your guys' rip currents and everything are going to be at the worst that they're going to get. The next day, you're looking at Augusta, not Augusta, but what's right across from Savannah. You're looking at Hilton Head Island, Levy, Bluffton, all the way up to roughly Wilmington, North Carolina is going to be the worst that you're going to get. Then after that, the next day you're going from West Onslow Beach all the way up to and including the Chesapeake Bay area. You're going to get your worst. So in that statement, be careful.
Yep.
As far as New York City is concerned, I wouldn't expect to see your worst case for about 4 days out. But by that point in time, the storm is going to be at least 1,000 miles off the coast. So you're probably talking a couple, like maybe 5 feet of waves at most. And then after that point, it's pretty much a non-issue, except if you're in Halifax. But it's so weak at that point, you're not going to be worried about it too much. As for further development, if you go south towards Africa, Shirley.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, yeah, there's an orange area right here and a yellow area right there.
So the orange in the next to Africa has a 10% chance of development in the next 7 days. I don't see any. You're gonna need to have some winds coming off of the Sahara to lift a few grains of sand up to start the production sequence. However, if we go to that orange spot in the Caribbean,
right here,
in 2 days it's looking low, 10%. But after Hurricane Aaron leaves and it has a chance to recover the heat in this area, it's got a 60% chance. I'm going to say probably early next week, we're going to be monitoring this area because I bet you we're going to have some instability.
Yeah.
If you live in South America, you've got some stuff going on right now in like Lakota, Cali, Esmeraldas, Juliedad, Bolivar, Guatemala City, San Salvador. You got stuff going on in those areas. But as of right now, the biggest threat that I can see coming would be in the next week or so, would be right along where Fort de France is, and the Castries, a little bit of St. John's in that area. I think that the next hurricane might brush against Puerto Rico, but it's not going to land on Puerto Rico and Haiti.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it.
Hey,
we will have.
I already came up with something good.
Okay.
On the AI.
Yeah.
I am a guardian of death, and may I read what I did so far?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Aster was so focused on drawing that he didn't notice you approaching him. You didn't notice you approaching. Noticing you, he jumped in surprise and fear. What are you doing here? Aster said in fear. No need to fear me. I am here to escort your soul. Because he's a guardian that escorts the souls.
Uh-huh.
This is Aster's response. Aster clutched his boomerangs tightly, his ears twitching nervously as he backed away from you.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not going to do the Australian accent. Aster's Aussie, okay?
Okay.
My soul? I'm not dead, and I don't need
Okay.
any escort service from you, he exclaimed, his
Hold,
Australian
hold on,
accent
Jan,
becoming...
Jan, hold on a second.
Can
What's
you
up,
hang
Jordan?
on just a second? Sajo, who's in the chat room, hey Sajo, just said this. Frodo, Naomi is pregnant. It's official.
Is Naomi your sister, Frodo? Sajo?
No, Naomi, I think, is a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
I called it.
All right.
Yeah, I believe
This
Naomi
won't
is a
take
wrestler.
long, because my soul, I'm not dead, and I don't need any escort service from you, he exclaimed, his Australian accent becoming more pronounced with agitation. The workshop's magical energy seemed to respond to his fear, making the egg decorations rattle slightly. You aren't dead yet. And that's where I've ended up. What do you think of that, Frodo?
That's not bad. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
But
sure where
anyway.
this guardian of death came from. But it also said the other guardians were often afraid of you because they compared you to pitch black. So,
All right.
all right.
Go on, Frodo.
Sorry
Anyway.
about that. I had to read this to somebody.
Anyway, let's get down to some other business, including some Apple news that came out today.
Yep.
There is new information about the iPhones coming out this year. For those that do not know, iPhone 17 has been officially announced. Some of the looks look somewhat nice, but me being me, I'm still not a fan of Apple.
That's fine.
From what I can see, the biggest difference is they're going to extend the camera bump all the way across on the iPhone 17 Air, Pro, and Pro Max. The iPhone 17 is just going to have the small camera. As for some of the specs that have been released, I have to give some thoughts, and I'll explain why. The specs are showing a 25-watt capability for wireless charging. While I'm glad to see that 25-watt for wireless charging, I have to question its sanity. Here's why. When you have a charge of wire, so Shirley, my apologies, but I'm gonna go into the whiteboard for a minute.
Okay.
So you have, here's your MagSafe charger on your phone. It's basically just a heavily condensed coil of copper wire. Okay? And I know my directions look a little weird, but it's to
That's
represent
fine.
that's a coil.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you want to be perfect, then we'd have issues.
Yeah. So we have this coil on your phone, and there's a similar coil And I'm going to just, how can I just select and duplicate it? Let's see. It doesn't have an option for it. Fuck it. Okay, so there's a second one that's in your phone. The property that they use for this charging is called induction charging. Now, induction does exist. Induction is real. When you have something like the current going through this wire, this coil set, it's going to induce a current. The closer you can get those two to touching, the more power will be transferred. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The thing is, and this is something that not a lot of people know, there's always this little thing at the bottom of those chargers. And that is just a magnet. And that thing's purpose is to make sure that this gets aligned properly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So you've got a copper wire and another copper wire in the phone. They produce power. But 25 watts to me, which if we go through and do some of the math on this, you're going to get a 5-volt charging voltage, and this is a generalization, so I apologize in advance if it's not exact. That I'm not trying to be super precise here, but I am trying to be real. Hold on, I need to find text here. There we go, text. So, generally speaking, you have Ohm's law. Okay? Resistance is equal to volts divided by amps. Let's see. Shut up. Computer.
He blinded me with science.
Volts equals resistance times amps. Amps equals can't remember what that one was, sorry, but the key thing here is power. Okay? Equals volts times amps. Most people use watts, some people use volt amps. They both equate to generally the same thing, but they're not the same. So let's do some simple math on screen right now. So we've got a 5-volt power supply, okay, divided into 25 watts equals 5 amperes. Now, what is an amp? How do you define an amp? It has changed recently, but generally speaking, an amp equals 3.6 billion electrons flowing past 1 point of reference in 1 second. Okay?
That's a lot of
That's
juice.
Well, you got to remember, electrons are teeny, teeny, tiny. They are a quark. An electron is a quark.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And if you remember, protons have 3 quarks in them, neutrons have 3 quarks in them. So for me to say that an electron is a quark, that tells you how small we're talking. So this amount right here, this 3.6 billion, has another name for it. A column.
Huh.
And as much as the computer wants me to say that that's spelled wrong, it's not.
Oh, okay.
A column is defined as that 3.6 billion or so electrons passing by 1 point in 1 second, which creates the amp. So amps are literally the physical manifestation of electrical power. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it make sense to you, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. So if we take this 5 amps and times that by that 3.6 billion, I'm just going to do it as 3.6 billion. You're talking about 30. You're talking about 18.0. You can check my math. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Don't look at me for math.
I could, but that kind of math is like way past me.
Thing. I think you're muted, Frodo.
Yeah, he muted. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he did it on purpose.
Intentional or not.
Yeah.
No, that was not intentional. I was just trying to pull up something.
Oh.
So 5
okay.
amps times 3.6 billion equals up to 18. Exactly. So imagine this many electrons going around this circuit in a second. That means that the collisions between those electrons, so you have an electron, and even though they are supposed to repel, they're invariably going to collide with one another. And when they collide, guess what happens?
What happened? Heat. Oh, okay.
Heat gets transferred. And heat gets exhausted out because somehow that collision energy is going to have to be vented. And it's going to have to be vented real quickly. So that heat could cause some major problems for the components. I'm not saying this is definitely what's going to happen, but at 25 watts of power, you can get heat values upwards of 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the same as a medium rare state.
Didn't know that.
Roughly. actually 135, but I'm not going to quibble over 5 degrees here.
Yeah.
So if it can produce the heat of a medium rare steak, what's that going to mean for the lithium ion battery? Lithium ion doesn't like to be hot. What's that going to mean for the chips? The chips don't like to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where I'm coming from here?
Mm-hmm.
The ribbon connectors inside the phone don't like to be that hot because they're small. The Lego connectors, as they're called, don't like to be hot because they're tiny.
So
you're talking about a possibility of meltdown.
or a fire risk, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah, what makes sense?
So, I'm not trying to say if you're an iPhone fan to not get it.
But just be careful with it.
Very much so. If you get one of these, I heavily recommend you focus it on USB charging and not wireless charging.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give this
For USB charging.
Yeah.
Sometimes the USB charging may be slow, but you don't have to worry about your lithium ion battery blowing up using it.
for real. But my biggest suggestion is just to try to, if you buy these phones, please be careful. That's my word on it. Because I don't want to hear about Ashley getting an iPhone 17 and she uses wireless charging and her phone ends up burning up her laptop because of it catching on fire. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or disastrous or whatever you want to say.
No.
I'm just looking at this from the practical point of view.
Yeah.
What could happen? What is
Yeah. Okay. I do
science lesson over.
Yeah. Well, speaking of science, how's this for weird? Man who asked ChatGPT about cutting out salt from his diet was hospitalized with hallucinations.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Seriously.
here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. In your body, your muscles run on what's called sodium potassium channels.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Without sodium, your muscles can't run.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So, here's how this story happened. A case study in a medical journal reported that the 60-year-old man replaced sodium chloride with sodium bromide after consulting the AI bot. Seriously.
Sodium bromide. What is sodium bromide?
Well, hold on. I'll explain that in a minute. A 60-year-old man spent 3 weeks being treated at a hospital after replacing table salt with sodium bromide following consultation with the popular artificial intelligence bot ChatGPT. 3 physicians published a report on the case in the Annals of Internal Medicine, Clinical Cases, earlier this month. According to the report, the man had no prior psychiatric history when he arrived at the hospital, expressing concern that his neighbor was poisoning him. The man shared that he had been distilling his own water at home, and the report noted he seemed paranoid about water he was offered. Bromism, or high levels of bromide, was considered after a lab report and consultation with poison control, the report said. In the first 24 hours of admission, he expressed increasing paranoia and auditory and visual hallucinations, which, after attempting to escape, resulted in an involuntary psychiatric hold for grave disability, the case report said. Once his condition improved, the man shared that he had taken it upon himself to conduct a personal experiment to eliminate table salt from his diet after reading about its negative health effects. The report said he did this after consulting with the chatbot ChatGPT. He self-reported that the replacement lasted 3 months. The 3 physicians, all from the University of Washington, noted in the report that they did not have access to the patient's conversation logs with ChatGPT. However, they asked ChatGPT 3.5 what chloride could be replaced with on their own. According to the report, the response they received included bromide. Though the reply stated that context matters, it did not provide a specific health warning, nor did it inquire about why we wanted to know, as we presume a medical professional would do, the report said. A representative for OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The company noted in a statement to Fox News that its terms of service state that the bot is not to be used in the treatment of any health condition. We have safety teams working on reducing risk and have trained our AI systems to encourage people to seek professional guidance, the statement said. Bromide toxicity was a more common toxic syndrome in the early 1900s, the report said, as it was present in a number of over-the-counter medications and sedatives. It was believed to contribute to 8% of psychiatric admissions at the time, according to the report. Bromide salt, an inorganic compound, is now typically only used in veterinary medicine as an anti-epileptic medication for cats and dogs, according to the National Library of Medicine. It's a rare syndrome, but cases have reemerged recently, as bromide-containing substances have become more readily available with widespread use of the internet, the report said.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that makes AI bad, but it doesn't mean every aspect of AI is bad. There's a lot of good, it's just that sometimes people use AI for all the wrong reasons, like creating a voice of a high school principal who got fired, but then it turned out it wasn't him saying something.
Sure, I hold conversations with Copilot at least 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm already having fun with Polybuzz.
But yeah. Now, something else for the Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there. There happens to be, you're not gonna believe this. Adidas had done something with Yu-Gi-Oh, but now it's Nike's turn.
So Nike's making some custom Yu-Gi-Oh high tops, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Here's
But
what's. Oh, go ahead.
now listen, can I say something?
Yes.
It's nice that they have the Yu-Gi-Oh high tops, but they should make a less expensive model for those of us that aren't rich.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, these aren't exactly high tops. Okay? So, let me explain what's going on here. Nike draws on Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy and Fandom to create special edition Air Max 95. So, this was last week. Nike is introducing the Air Max 95 QS YGO, which is born from the footwear Joey Wheeler wore in the classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series, adapted from the manga that first captured the attention of athletes worldwide more than 2.5 decades ago. The collaboration brings the unreal silhouette to life for the first time, meticulously replicating the creator's original vision to honor Yu-Gi-Oh's unrivaled standing within the world of anime fandom. The footwear comes with custom, playable Nike Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game cards, and is joined by a complimentary apparel collection that further reflects the long-standing authentic connection between Nike and Yu-Gi-Oh! The collaboration is additionally brought to life through a campaign that pays homage to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, featuring the anime series' original English and Japanese voice actors. Oh.
I wonder if they're going to put a Yu-Gi-Oh livery on an airplane, like they did with Pokemon.
That's a good question. I think that's up to Konami. Let's see. The Nike footwear and apparel will be available beginning September 12th with both global and Japan exclusive releases.
You know what?
What?
I think we need to get Seto Kaiba in this world and have him create the Blue Eyes white jet.
Yeah. That'd be cool. All right.
So what would you do if you could own a Blue Eyes white jet?
Fly everywhere.
What did you say, hon? My wife went, we drive real fast, boom, boom. So, Mike, would you like a Blue Eyes white jet?
Too fast. No thanks.
All right.
Hey, you'd be in the air.
All right. So, all right. Anyway, here's the story. Joey Wheeler wasn't supposed to win. Wasn't the favorite. Wasn't the guy with the shiny rare whatchamacallit card. Joey was a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck, but he had his friends behind him and the freshest shoes in the game. There was no way he could lose. Now, more than 2.5 decades after Joey won the attention of anime and sneakers fans across the globe, Nike is introducing an Air Max 95 born from the footwear he wore in the classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, bringing the iconic silhouette to life for the first time. So, the Nike Air Max 95 QS YGO meticulously replicates the original version seen in Yu-Gi-Oh! And is joined by a complimentary apparel collection that further reflects the authentic connection between Nike and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Are they talking about Yu-Gi-Oh's tennis shoes?
Yes! What Joey was wearing. Alright. At Nike, we believe the future of the sport is creative and unlimited possibility. And we know that athletes draw inspiration from extraordinary sources in the video games they play and the anime they watch, says Dave Varecker, Senior Director, NBHD Energy Merchandising. We didn't invent this lore. It was born organically from the community. Through our partnership with Konami, we wanted to show love to longtime fans and inspire the next generation by bringing a beloved mythical story to life through the design with these special Air Max 95s and a limited apparel collection. The collaboration between Nike and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is born directly from the community and is rooted in Joey's underdog dueling journey, which bridges the worlds of sport and fantasy by giving athletes across generations an unreal source of real inspiration, encouraging self-confidence, partnership, and a competitive spirit. The passion, care, and attention to detail Nike brought to this Yu-Gi-Oh! Collaboration has been extraordinary, says Jennifer Coleman, VP Licensing and Marketing, Konami Cross Media New York, Incorporated. Their unique vision of Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters and fans as athletes, combined with Nike's iconic marketing, footwear, and apparel design, will redefine how our audience connects with their favorite characters, especially Joey Wheeler. So here's the design part. The re-envisioned Air Max 95 speaks to more than 2.5 decades of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom and the silhouette's enduring influence on Japanese and global sneaker culture, mirroring the animation from the anime adapted from the manga while adding new contemporary design details. The global Joey colorway honors the iconic Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonist who wears the Air Max 95 in the series. Awash in several shades of blue, as seen in the anime, the silhouette features paneling and lace loops that reflect the original art, an updated logo, scratch marks reminiscent of Joey's sneakers in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, and a disguised lateral forefront air unit, in line with the original creator's take on Air Max 95. A Yu-Gi-Oh! Logo adorns the outsole, a graphic inspired by the Yu-Gi-Oh! card series graces the heel, and the sock liner features a fitting sign of friendship alongside images of Joey and his infamous Red Eyes Black Dragon dueling monster. A second Janochi colorway, available only in Japan, applies a similar treatment to a grayscale silhouette that reflects Yu-Gi-Oh's beginnings in anime adapted from the manga. Both styles come in exclusive packaging that includes custom, playable Nike and Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards, marking for the first time a brand has joined Konami to co-create the official trading card game cards that feature within the dueling game. The Air Max 95 QS YGO pairs with a Nike Destroyer jacket featuring a Domino High School varsity patch, reimagining the jacket as a competitive dueling team uniform, customized to reflect the school Joey attended in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. The jacket features traditional varsity heavyweight wool with premium leather sleeves, 3D embroidery, a quilted satin lining, and co-branded chenille patches for additional customization. Alongside the Destroyer jacket are classic t-shirts featuring heavyweight fabric and loose fit with co-branded fabrics at the front chest and the Red Eyes Black Dragon emblazoned on the back. Excuse me while I drink some water.
She's not allowed any water, everyone. Get that water out of her hands right now.
The Nike Air Max 95 QS YGO and complimentary apparel will be available globally in the Joey colorway September 12th at Sneakers SNKRS and select Nike retail partners. The Japan exclusive Janochi colorway and apparel will be available September 12th at select Japanese retail locations. If you have a body, you are an athlete.
I am?
Yeah.
I am?
Yeah. That's what Nike says. Yeah, the only thing that's missing is the cost. I have a pretty good idea. If it's an Air Max 95, it's going to be...
custom job, you're probably talking $150 to $200 on just the shoes.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be even higher than that.
I know the jacket, the hoodie, probably be about $75.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they make it higher than that too. Because it's gonna be, see, they're all gonna be limited edition this time, so don't be surprised if the cost is really high for these.
Oops, I better turn this off to get it ready for the charging.
Yeah, because think about it. Think about this. Air Jordans alone cost $200-300, right? And
Right.
and you always see the long lines at the shoe stores.
Yeah, Foot Locker. I think that one's still around, isn't it?
I don't know. I have not seen a Foot Locker. I mean, we've got Shoe Carnival, Shoe Station.
We have a Foot Locker here in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
So they are still around. Oh shit, my finger.
What's wrong?
Finger.
Oh, it's the way I sleep. I usually sleep with my fist like this. Get that knuckle right there.
Okay, hold on one.
Okay. Oh, this is a good news.
What?
The U.S. Postal Service will honor the late President Jimmy Carter with a new stamp.
Oh man, but it's going to be hard for people to accept now that first class stamp is up to what, about 80 cents now?
Not quite yet. It's 70.
78. Okay, close enough.
Right now, here where we are in Cedar Rapids, it's 78 degrees, and it looks like, based on what my watch is saying, that Mike is about to get whisked away like Dorothy.
Getting ready to what?
Be whisked away like Dorothy.
Wizard of Oz reference.
Okay.
In other words, he's saying that the wind is supposed to pick up so bad that I'm going to get whisked away to the land of Oz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You know my character in my AI, Frodo? He had hidden magic powers, and when the escort, I had him say, "Do you think your powers are strong enough to beat me?" And he says something to the effect, "I don't need to beat you. I just need to get as far away from here as possible." Created a portable and went back to his safe place.
Yeah. Well, here's something that'll make you laugh. There's a sign here. I think this is probably Norway.
Wait, let me ask you a question before you start.
Okay.
You said you have something that'll make me laugh.
Yeah.
Is it Mike looking like a goofball?
No.
Am I not?
Damn.
Oh, you know what? We saw Joe trying to find Uranus.
Oh.
You know, we could always petition NASA for a launch, manned launch into the outer reaches of the solar system. Maybe we could get him to go out to that new planet. But let's add and talk about that after this.
Okay. All right. Anyway, looks like there's a road sign in Norway. It says Farts Humper. Okay.
Farts Humper?
Farts Humper. Yeah. It's actually the Norwegian phrase for speed bump.
Farts Humper?
Farts Humper. Yeah.
Sounds kind of like Sleeping Policeman.
Yeah, well, I still remember when I would watch slow TV, and they would always say some of the highlights. One of them was skull farts and something. Fart is actually the Norwegian word for speed.
Oh. Shirley, check this out. I watched this on YouTube again last night. They had the different places you never heard of in Arizona. You know what place was mentioned?
Which one?
Nowhere.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, in Arizona, there's the town of Nowhere.
Yeah.
Is it that where you always wanted to go, Janet?
Well, hey, you know what? No, Frodo. Shush. There was one place two places in Arizona that they didn't mention. Why and nothing. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I've got one thing to say about that.
What's
In the
that?
infamous words of Pokemon, why not?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Why not? Good one.
They also have a a lake, a water hole
Mm-hmm.
that's so full of chemicals that you really don't want to take a swim in that.
Yeah. Okay, here's an interesting fact I didn't know of. In 1993, Chicago Bulls fan Don Calhoun won the $1 million free throw shot in a promotional event. The insurance company used a technicality that he was a basketball player in college to disqualify him, but the team and event sponsors paid instead. Years later, he met Michael Jordan, who told him, "We made them give it to you."
Huh.
In
I
other
hope
words,
Michael Jordan
in
got
other
a
words,
thank you.
in other words, the Bulls kept their word.
So, Shirley, you
Yeah.
might want to look into the story about us having a new possible planet.
Okay. Oh, here's a good one for you. Have you heard of about a new sport called quiet tennis?
How in the heck can you get quiet tennis?
Well, it's regular tennis without the racket.
Oh, Shirley, look at me.
Hold
Look
on.
up at me.
Hold on.
Well, no, that means they're using their hands to do it. So, guess what? You know what I call that sport instead of just quiet tennis?
What?
What's that?
Shattered hand.
What?
Shattered hand.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Ooh.
No, shattered hand would be handball. 'Cause if you don't wear protective gloves on your hand, you could really get hurt.
Those tennis balls, when they're hit right, can go upwards of about 150 miles per hour. And if we use the kinetic energy formula, 150 miles per hour with something that's arguably 3 to 4 ounces is about enough to turn every bone in your hand, even with protection, into dust.
You know what I would like to see? They said I was watching this thing about the pistol shrimp, and they say that when they do their little trigger thingy with their claw, it goes as fast as a bullet shot out of a gun.
Okay.
Oh, it does. No, here's one for you, Shan. You're talking about very fast things. What would you say about the bombardier beetle?
That stuff can corrode you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Here's some breaking news. Recently, MeTV Toon said that they're going to start showing the original 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. It starts on September 15th, which is a Monday. It'll air weekday mornings at 7:30 a.m., afternoons at 4 p.m. This is Eastern time, mind you, and late night at 12 midnight. In other words, you get 3 chances.
What are they starting to show?
The original 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Oh yeah, the one where you see the pepperoni pizza all the time.
Oh yeah.
So, did you find anything about the supposed new planet?
Not yet. Hold on.
So I think that's a pretty big
There it is.
story.
New planet discovered 2025. All right. Let's see. Multiple new planets. These discoveries include both exoplanets, planets outside the solar system, and potential new objects within our solar system. Some notable discoveries
The
include
one within the solar system is the one I'm talking about.
Okay. Let's see. Possible dwarf planet beyond Neptune. A new tiny world, possibly a dwarf planet, was discovered beyond Neptune, potentially boosting the Planet 9 theory. Ammonite. A new dwarf planet candidate, Ammonite, was discovered beyond Neptune, potentially impacting our understanding of the early solar system.
That's the one I was talking about right there.
Okay.
So yeah, we might have a new planet. We don't know if it's going to be a dwarf or not, but we're talking about some shit out there very far. In fact, how far
What
that
I'd like to know is why they declassified Pluto as a planet.
because it's too small to be a planet.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, now dwarf planets exist, and we're talking about like Ceres and Sedna and Pluto. But here's the thing about this planet: if it's a full-size planet, as in it's bigger than a moon or something, then good. But here's our problem: this thing, at the distance where it is, orbits the sun once every 4,000 plus years. Yeah, that's in the Oort cloud, kind of far out. You there, Shirley?
Yes, I'm here.
So what do you say about that for a length of orbit?
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Hey, once we do have this planet, you think Jeff and Nikki will be able to find it with their telescope?
No.
Well, you don't know Jeff's high-powered telescope. He's found galaxies and things millions of light, quite a bit distance.
The problem is galaxies let off a lot more light than planets reflect. And the fact that this planet, if it is a dwarf planet, is so far out, as in like 4,000 year orbit out, the fact is that to be able to see that planet, you would have to attune Hubble Space Telescope to such a high degree, and that's the most powerful optical telescope we have. Is Hubble. So you would have to do a lot of attunement to get it, and that's not easy.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I hate to be rude, but I'm buggering off.
We
Yeah,
got 5 minutes. We're
We
good.
don't have that much time anyway. I think we can go ahead and end it right here for tonight anyway, right?
All right, I'll wait.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
end it because Sarah wants me to cook.
Okay. And get cooking. No, I'm kidding. All right. Anyway, here's our plan. Frodo and I, of course, will be here tomorrow night for political catch-up. And then Friday, we will be doing another round of trivia night. This time, it is television and movies. So,
I might have better luck with that one than I did Friday.
Shirley,
yes.
I was gonna say, you know what?
What?
I know that you normally do your gaming streams every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
but while you're getting stuff going with dual
New Yu-Gi-Oh!
not new Yu-Gi-Oh, with
The early days collection?
yeah, with it's Dark Duel Stories. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
couldn't think of the name of the game. While you're getting stuff really going with Dark Duel Stories, maybe you should start playing that more on stream. So maybe stream every
Bye,
Thursday for a
everybody.
few weeks.
Yeah, I'll think about it because it's
Bye, Jan.
because the thing is 4 days a week for me sometimes can get a little tough.
I get you.
Especially
I
if you
just
get your butt kicked at work, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just
Good night, everybody.
idea
You
for
Bye,
too,
Jan.
Sasha. Salute,
Bye.
Captain Crimson.
Salute, Sienna. But Yeah, I mean, I may try it, but it's just that there's some nights I get really really tired. Like right now, I am really really tired because I was up on my feet all day printing almost from start to finish. So
Shirley,
yes.
you're always a troublemaker.
All right.
No, serious talk. I'm gonna really get. I think I need to get that game too, and
Mhm.
then that way me and you can play together. That
Okay. All right. Not a bad idea. All right. So Anna, who? Don't forget. Don't forget if you're on the East Coast, especially around North Carolina, take your precautions. If they tell you to evacuate, go. Because even though, like I said, Aaron is not going to have a direct impact, there's going to be an indirect impact. So be careful about that. All right, so Anna, who? Now that that's settled, I'm going to play the ending. So hang on for 15 seconds. All right, so with that in mind, I'm going to say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everyone have a great night. Sleep well, stay safe. And I will see you with Frodo tomorrow night on Political Catch Up. So, peace.
Night, everyone. See you Friday.